Hey, welcome into the Snap Week 11 Start Sit Live with your host, Mac, joined as always by my co-host, Lando. Lando, we got a huge week ahead of us. We are nearing the fantasy playoffs each and every week, and this week's inactive out list is just nasty. Good morning to everybody. Comments are already popping. We're going to get to every single question as always, but you know the deal. We're going to go through the ins, the outs, and a brief little weather report in two games today with higher percentage chance of rain. Lando, what's going on?
Mac, I'm doing well. This is big. Love to see everyone in here. We've got Thundarius, a Snap Army member, Eric, Chris Timmons, a Snap Army member in the chat, Derek, easy as always, Jeffrey, what's going on? No V, Tyler, thanks for coming by, guys. We appreciate you coming by every single week. Make sure to hit that like button. And this is a subscriber-only live stream, so thank you for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate it. Make sure to send it out. I'm tweeting it out as we speak, getting more and more people a part of the Snap Army. But appreciate you coming by. We will get to every single question today, so make sure you drop it in the comments if you're watching. Let me know what your question is, and we promise we answer every single one.
Let's start with the outs this week. Big names on this list: Kyler Murray, Jared Goff. Not that anyone was playing him, but he is somebody who's not going to play. Tim Boyle is going to get his first start there. Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, Elijah Mitchell at the running back position. Really, in DFS, you're looking at Mark Ingram and A.J. Dillon to be potential big plays, high owned this week. Jeff Wilson as well. Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Allen Robinson, Antonio Brown. Now, Gronk is sort of in question. We expect that he's going to play, but Antonio Brown is the only person from the Bucs that has been ruled out this week for certain. So a lot of big names on this list. People are searching for answers. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb is a smash play. What do you think about Michael Gallup this week?
Michael Gallup is absolutely in play this week with Amari out. We expect it to be a high-flying game against Kansas City. Should be a lot of fun. I like Gallup a lot this week, actually.
Yeah, me as well. Let's go down to the ins. So Aaron Rodgers going to play today. There's been a little bit of a toe injury he's been battling through this week at practice. Has practiced in limited fashion, but is expected to play. Ben Roethlisberger making his return. Cam Newton making his debut. Saquon Barkley we welcome back from the IR. He is expected to go on Monday. Nick Chubb, activated from the COVID list, is going to play. I'm expecting somewhat of a split between him and Dearness Johnson. A.J. Dillon is a locked, loaded, and ready-to-go option for you this week. Miles Sanders makes his return from the IR. James Robinson has been activated as well. Rob Gronkowski is up in the air. I think if you have a better option, you do roll them out. We talked about on the Discord earlier today, Pat Freiermuth versus Rob Gronkowski. I'd say just the safer move is going with Patty F. And then Dallas Goedert expected to play as well after getting paid. $57 million extension for Dallas Goedert this week.
Yeah, that's big news, and I think this maybe they are trying to build around Jalen Hurts, or at least maybe their future quarterback they could take next year. I think Goddard's a great talent at the tight end position.
No, we have two games in question today with low wind and decent temperatures. However, a high percent chance of rain, 97% chance in the Cleveland-Detroit game, and a 71% chance of rain in the Titans-Texans game. So, not really too concerned. I mean, rain is not the biggest deal in the world. I think snow for most teams is harder to play in or higher winds, but we expect the rain should be okay. And, these teams like to run the ball. Might be a slight downgrade for someone like Brandon Cooks in a rainy game potentially, but most guys that will make hay in this game are going to do so on the ground, so we're okay with that.
Yeah,
let's jump into the questions.
Backup quarterbacks starting obviously for the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. So I am not as confident with pass catchers in Detroit, especially with the rain, considerable rain.
Let's go here. Let's run to our names in blue and green, our members. We've got Easy, context, projected to win in a full PPR league. We're trying to start one running back: McKissick, Tony Pollard, or Darrell Williams. Darrell Williams, for me, easy, is going to be the play. Good morning to you.
Yep. Even with Clyde Edwards-Helaire active, Mac.
Yep. Still rolling him out.
Still rolling Darrell Williams. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing the split between Clyde Edwards and Darrell. Darrell's been a better running back than what Clyde was when he was active. I think Tony Pollard is an interesting play with Amari Cooper out, but it's still going to be the Zeke show. So easy, you're in a tough spot there. I know you're projected to win. I think Darrell Williams in a hopefully high-flying game is a good play for you there, sir.
One thing we forgot to mention, we had prepared the graphics just before the news actually came out, but Lamar Jackson is not going to play today. He has arrived. He's at the stadium. He is dealing with a non-COVID related illness and will not play. It will be Tyler Huntley. So for anybody in a Superflex league who maybe needs a little spot start, Tyler Huntley, Tim Boyle on the slate today.
Thundarius in another Snap Army member. Who do I flex? Ayuk, Claypool, Bateman, D. Will. I also have Debo and Kittle starting with Mitchell on the bench. He could complete the trifecta of 49ers if he goes with Ayuk.
Yeah.
Smart start 3 players on the same team. What do you think, Mac?
Well, they are in a great matchup, and I've done this in a couple DFS contests this week. I've stacked up Jeff Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Ayuk or Kittle. Debo, I've sort of played around with that. I think you can pivot away from Ayuk because he's in a similar tier to Bateman and Claypool, and I would sort of stick with those two options. It depends on your confidence in a backup quarterback to get the ball out. However, Bateman is the play this week for the Ravens, I believe. So I probably lean Claypool just over Bateman, but my answer would be between the two of them. So that's what I would do. I would pivot off of Ayuk because of your exposure to the Niners already with Samuel and Kittle.
Yeah, so
and Big Ben back.
Clarifying 2 flex spots, not sure which one of those 4 to fill the spots.
Yeah, which one of the 4? Oh, start 3. No. Yeah, which one of the 4? I would order them Claypool, Bateman, Ayuk, and then D. Will.
There we go. That clarifies everything. Chris Timmons, also a Snap Army member. We'll jump to him. Bateman or Galladay in a PPR league.
Oh, boy. This one's really tough. I'm probably going to go Bateman on that one.
Right. And Scott just asked a question, but we're going to make him wait as long as possible for his answer.
I am going to go with... that one's tough, man. That one's really tough. I probably go Beasley in that situation.
All right.
They've got a decent matchup.
Scotty.
You can throw on the Colts. Absolutely, you can throw on the Colts.
So now, unless we get more Super Chats or Snap Army members, we're going to go from first come, first
top
serve.
to bottom,
so
yeah.
Tyler Lowe, what's going on? He's got Bateman, Adrian Peterson, Galladay, Dearness Johnson for the flex spot, Tyler.
Yeah, so Dearness would have been absolutely the locked and loaded play. However, we do expect Nick Chubb to play. So it really comes down to Bateman versus Galladay, and funny enough, we just answered that question. So I'd be leaning Bateman slightly over Galladay. We just haven't seen enough of Kenny Galladay lately, and I don't really want to have to wait until Monday night. I'm going to roll out Bateman in a pretty decent matchup here today, even without Lamar. I think Bateman will be fine.
Okay. Neon, what's going on? Thanks for coming by, my dude. He says, hey, guys, PPR. He's got Devonta Smith, Miles Sanders, or Jeff Wilson. So Miles Sanders active after that ankle injury. I'm going to be sitting down Miles Sanders as best as I can against New Orleans. I was hoping he was going to be inactive for this game. So Jeff Wilson should get the bulk of the carries for the 49ers. So between Devonta Smith and Jeff Wilson, Mac, where do you lean?
It's tough. Like, the New Orleans Saints have been such a tough team to try to predict, and we just haven't been able to do so. They've looked really good at times. They've been very susceptible. Devonta Smith has been heating up, though, and I'm going to sort of stick with the hot hand here. I'm going to go with Devonta Smith over Miles Sanders and Jeff Wilson.
There we go. Jeffrey is not wanting us to help Eric out, I believe. Now, Jeff, you got to be a Snap Army member if you're going to be throwing around requests like that. Yes, more. Who has more value next year, Devonta Smith or Etienne? Interesting
Right.
question. I like that question actually. And who do you pick up, Smith now or play flex rest of season and playoffs? It will cost a second next in the draft, or Etienne for a third next in the draft. Interesting context here.
Very. I assume this is a dynasty league, and I would say Devonte Smith is probably the higher valued asset at this point in time, only because we just don't know what Travis Etienne is, and James Robinson has had another solid season, and really at this point there's not a whole lot of reason to think that they're going to move off of him. He costs basically nothing because he was a undrafted free agent, so that they got him on the books for peanuts. They're going to pay Travis Etienne more on a rookie deal than they will James Robinson, so it'll probably be a 1-2 punch. I'm going to go with Devonte Smith, hoping that things change at the quarterback position and he gets a more reliable set of targets. So I would say Devonte Smith is definitely worth a second, considering you probably spent a mid to later round first if it's a Superflex league, or an early first if it's a non-Superflex. So I would go Devonte Smith.
I want to welcome in some of the new listeners. We got Ray and Claire in the chat, as well as Kyle Paz. Thanks for coming by, guys. Make sure to hit that like button on this video. It means a lot to the channel. We will get to your questions coming up. We've got MMA in the chat as well. Toss a like on this video. Mark Hill coming in real quick with a super chat.
Hey.
He's got Flacco, Taylor, Mayfield, or Boyle for the quarterback.
Ooh, boy. Mark, why you got to do this to me, my dog?
Yeah, no wonder. I think that costs more than $2 for that
answer. Okay, so Baker Mayfield is in question, correct?
He should play, but we did talk about the rain in Cleveland this week, so it might not be a pass-friendly game, despite the good matchup against Detroit.
Right. Okay, so let's talk Tim Boyle. I don't really want to start him, even though he's probably going to be a better fantasy asset than Jared Goff has been. Boyle is out of the consideration. Flacco at least is a decent signal caller. We've seen him win a Super Bowl. He understands how to read coverage. I expect he'll get the ball out quickly, and that could be a boost for Michael Carter. However, the Jets are in tough today. They have a tougher matchup. So, Flacco is probably in consideration. Tyrod Taylor is interesting. Again, though, we see another game with weather. So do you want to just get away from the weather? Do you want to take a shot on Baker Mayfield? What's sort of your thought there?
My lean is just go with Baker, and because of the really good matchup. Now, if Huntley is on waivers right now in a 2-quarterback lead, I would snag him up real quick, Mark.
You're not playing him, though, right?
Well, I might play him over those guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But I think I lean Mayfield, Flacco, Taylor, Boyle in that order.
Dude. I'm going to probably say... you want it... it's probably Mayfield, Taylor... Yeah, Mayfield, Taylor, Flacco, Boyle, in that order is what I would do.
There we go.
Mark, that was a tough question. Thank you for that, though. Appreciate it.
Good luck, Mark. And thank you for the super chat. We have Ray also asking a super chat question. If you got to get out of here, we answer the super chats real quick. We do get to every single question, regardless if you're a member or you do a super chat, but we'll answer them right away. Obviously, if you do give us a couple dollars. Mike Williams or Bateman, full PPR, Hubbard or Tua. That's a really tough one as well. Mackenzie, I know you're on Tua quite a bit this week. Herbert hasn't been a stud fantasy quarterback like we thought. Mike Williams is disappointing, but now we have the question mark of a backup quarterback for Bateman.
Yeah. I think if you want to pivot off of Bateman with Mike Williams, you absolutely could. Pittsburgh isn't the greatest matchup, but the Chargers have been moving the ball lately quite nice. But Mike Williams hasn't really been a part of that game script. So you've got like a struggling Mike Williams, and then you've got a Rashad Bateman who's come alive, but in the absence now of Lamar Jackson. So I'll start with the quarterback question real quick. Herbert projects in most rankings to be ahead. I think that Tua, though, has the best chance to have the biggest game. I'm on Tua. Like the Dolphins, we talked about on the podcast this week. The Dolphins passed the most in neutral game scripts, about 65% of the time so far this year, and the Jets are giving up the second most to the opposing fantasy wide receivers and like the 15th most to opposing quarterbacks. So there's a really good opportunity for the playmakers for the Dolphins to have a big game, and that's why I'm kind of leaning Tua over Herbert this week. So you could kind of, if you wanted to, stack Herbert and Williams together, or you could just get off both of them in a tougher matchup and go with Tua and Bateman. I think Bateman with Marquise Brown gets a lot of volume and a lot of opportunity. What he makes of that is totally going to be dependent on him and the ability to do something with the targets. However, I do think there will be a lot of them. So I think I'm leaning Tua Bateman, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's probably the opposite of where I'm going, unfortunately, Ray. Matt gave a really good, strong argument. I can't argue with any of that. Mike Williams has been hot trash, and Herbert hasn't been great, but I would be stacking the Herbert and Mike Williams in versus Pittsburgh this week myself.
Yeah, it's just tough with Mike Williams. I had a chance to acquire him at the trade deadline today, and I passed. Just because he hasn't been part of the game plan for about 6 weeks. We saw him make a lot of hay in the beginning of the season, 25, 30-point games, week-winning performances, and we just haven't seen the big playability. We haven't seen the volume for him, unfortunately. So, Ray, I'm just going with recency bias with Mike Williams. I'm going with the tougher Pittsburgh matchup. However, they will be without Minkah Fitzpatrick, so that does sort of change things slightly. But again, I think I'm going to go Tua Bateman. So sorry we were no help on that one.
Yeah, thanks for everyone coming into the chat. We got Griff and Austin here coming in. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. We got up to 24 likes really quick, guys. So we can easily get up to 50 likes. If you're coming new to the channel, it really helps the channel, and it's free to do. Just toss that like button. If you would want to share the stream as well, that helps us a lot. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to keep us to yourself against your league mates, I mean, I don't blame you there. So
we got Noah V.
Snap Army guys.
Are we going Snap Army?
We'll go Snap Army, Swift or AJ Brown, both rain games, Mac or Carter.
Man, I mean, I love the volume for DeAndre Swift. I love the garbage time opportunity, and a backup quarterback likes to get the ball out quick, check downs. So I think DeAndre Swift will be a big part of the game plan. However, I don't know that there's anybody on the Houston Texans side that can guard AJ Brown. I've got AJ Brown in a lot of places this week, so I think the biggest game is potentially with AJ Brown. I also think that the safer option is DeAndre Swift. So depending on what you need, I mean, if you're a favorite, go with DeAndre Swift. If you are a long shot and you need the big game, I think you go with AJ Brown.
Austin's got Emmanuel Sanders, Collins, Eli Moore, and Gallup. Mind you, he's got Dak and Lamb already playing. Do you do the trifecta Gallup play in a smash matchup, or do you go with Emmanuel Sanders, Mac?
So this is with Cooper out, this is actually where I would stack up the Cowboys. I mean, I would start as many Cowboys as I could, because this game is potential fireworks. It could be, this could be like an 80-point game between the two teams. It could be a shootout. So I'm kind of hoping for that, and yeah, I would start Gallup because Cooper's not playing.
Sounds good. Let's get back to the top.
Yeah, we got Noah V.
First
Noah V. Yeah,
serve.
Thanks for your patience, guys. We're gonna get through these double time. Good morning. Let's get after it. Zach Ertz or Dalton Schultz in a full PPR. And part 2 of the question: would you start any of them over Tony Pollard at the flex position? So, man, that's a tough one. So Zach Ertz with DeAndre Hopkins out looks to be a decent option. Colt McCoy, we saw last week struggle. 2 weeks ago did quite well, though. So I'm sort of giving last week a pass. I think he is a competent passer. I think Zach Ertz will be fine. Would I play Schultz over Tony Pollard? That's the question. When you're looking at Pollard versus Schultz, you're really saying who has the better opportunity for a touchdown, and I do believe that's Schultz. So I'm probably going to start both of the tight ends over the backup running back.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind that. I think with Yeah,
You lean Pollard
I don't mind
slightly.
it. I like the running back position there as well. I like Dallas Cowboys especially, and we see this a lot with backup quarterbacks. Their first game back, they play really well, and then once there's tape on them, the defenses kind of cue in to the reason why they're backup quarterbacks.
Right.
But hard to say if Colt McCoy bounces back this week or not. It'll be interesting to see. I do think he's a fine backup quarterback though.
Okay.
Jeffrey has another question. He's got PPR, Tony Jones off IR in a great matchup. Or Zach Moss is in a cluster backfield, terrible matchup. Anyone crazy sleepers on waivers? Okay. I'm not playing Tony Jones. I would play Zach Moss.
Zach Moss or Dearness Johnson. Dearness is going to kind of play like the Kareem Hunt role.
Yeah, I'd probably still play Zach Moss over Dearness.
Zach Moss over him. Okay.
Yep.
Derek, welcome back to the stream. Start one running back and one flex. DJ Moore, James Robinson, Darrell Williams, Christian Kirk, and Michael Carter. My wide receiver 1 and 2 are Rod? Am I reading that?
Rod Godwin.
Who's Rod? Am I blanking on somebody?
I'm not,
I hope it's not
assume
A-Rod.
you're talking about Chris Godwin.
Okay. Our Godwin and Debo. My running back 1 is Swift. Aaron Jones, Kamara's out. Okay. So I would go with DJ Moore and James Robinson.
Yep, I like that as well.
Michael Carter's definitely kind of in the considerations, but I would go with J-Rob and DJ Moore. Yeah.
Eric is expecting a shootout in Minnesota. Should I start Tannehill over Rodgers? I would start Aaron Rodgers and also pick one for standard leagues. Higgins, Gaskin, Barkley. As a Bucs fan, I'd be not cheering for the Giants. I still probably lean Barkley.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Higgins is interesting. Gaskin has been so hit and miss. I think you just have to go with the upside on Barkley, especially going into Monday night. So yeah, I would go Barkley there.
Yep.
Bucks are Rodgers or Herbert this week. That one's tough. Really, really close. Aaron Rodgers has been really good against the Vikings in his career. That Minnesota pass, that secondary is just bad. I like Dalvin Cook in this matchup. I don't necessarily love Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen. Packers have done a really good job of keeping them in check over the last couple of years, and their secondary has been just killing it lately. I probably lean Rodgers slightly over Herbert this week.
I would go Rodgers as well.
Okay, love it. Richie, start 2, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams, or Michael Carter in a full PPR. Thanks.
Deontay Johnson is the first lock for me to that, Richie. The rest are a little bit closer. DJ Moore has been equally as disappointing as Mike Williams lately, but I like the talent of DJ Moore better and his upside. So between DJ Moore and Michael Carter, that's tough. That's tough. Where do you lean, Mac?
Yeah, it's what stock do you want to put into Cam Newton as a pass catcher?
Yeah.
And I think that we could see DJ Moore get some manufactured touches out of the backfield as well. So I'm probably going to just lean DJ Moore. It's really close. Michael Carter is, we need a volume play from him this week. The matchup isn't great against the Dolphins. However, I'm going to go DJ Moore. Big playability, potential manufactured touches in the backfield. That's where I'm going to lean.
Noel has I have Kyler on the bench. I have Cousins and Cam leaning Cousins. This is another good question for you, Matt, because the Packers have been good, and Cam Newton is coming off the two touchdown kind of game. I lean Cousins as well. That's kind of where Noel Thompson was leaning, but Cam has this upside that we think he could have some rushing touchdowns.
Well, and that's the thing. I think I lean Cam. It doesn't feel great to say. He does have upside at the goal line. They do have a decent matchup against a depleted Washington football team. And so, you factor in a healthy Christian McCaffrey, some big weapons, and his utilization around the goal line. I probably lean Cam Newton over Kirk Cousins. I think the game's going to be they're going to try to compete in this game on the ground in Green Bay. But the Green Bay secondary has been really, really good and held. I think I saw Justin Jefferson last year. He had 2 games under 40 yards receiving. They really do a good job of keeping him in check. So I'm going to lean Cam Newton. They're both probably QB2s this week, but I'm going to lean Cam Newton.
Sounds good. We have 26 people watching, 27 likes. Hit that like button. It means a lot to the show. Daniel's in the chat. What's going on? Tony is here. Gary, Buckstar TV. Thanks for coming by, guys. Hit that like button. We will get to your questions very, very shortly. Rolando, always in the chat. Thank you for coming by every single week. Nice to see familiar faces, familiar questions in the chat every single week. But we will get to your questions very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys would consider subscribing to the channel, today is a subscriber only. So if you wanted to leave a message, you need to subscribe as well. Sorry, I lost the chat here. I had to refresh the browser.
MMA Sucka. What's up, fellas? Should I start Freeman or Hubbard? I think I lean Freeman in a possible run-heavy game. He just saw that Lamar was ruled out. Yeah, so I'm not playing Chuba Hubbard that much this week. I don't love the matchup, and Christian McCaffrey should be the lead guy. So I lean Freeman, Devonta Freeman.
Okay. Jeff, also with all the rain in the backup QB, Hawk or Goddard, Saints don't give up touchdowns to tight ends. You're right, they don't. I'm sort of discounting last week for TJ Hawkinson. I think Dan Campbell got a lot of flack last week, this past week for not getting their best pass catcher of the ball. I mean, one uncatchable target in 5 quarters of football is outrageous. And we see that when backup quarterbacks come in, they tend to target their best players. They know who they are. They get them the football. Hawkinson and Swift are the 2 best players on this team by far, and I would expect that this is a good bounce-back opportunity for Hawkinson, at least from a volume perspective. So I would go Hawk over Goddard this week.
Kyle Paz, a big fan of the show. I'm a big fan of you, Kyle. He's got Bateman or Gallup, and then Freeman, Murray, or Hines, Freiermuth, or Gesicki. He's got a few questions here. It's a PPR league, Mac. I lean Gallup over Bateman to start in the high over-under starting quarterback game against Kansas City. I think your upside lands with Gallup there. As far as Freeman, Murray, or Hines go, Latavius Murray is back. We're not sure the usage that Latavius Murray is going to have, but I do believe he's the lead running back for the Baltimore Ravens. So I think it's going to be Murray, and then Mac, you can have the tight end question, or if you can comment on those.
Honestly, from what I read in practice reports this week, Murray looked a little slow, a little hesitant. Even in walkthrough, he was moving a little gingerly. So, I mean, Freeman, we saw have a good game last week. I might stay with him. Nyheim Hines is interesting. However, the Buffalo Bills are going to be a really tough matchup for the Colts. I expect it to be the Jonathan Taylor show once again. So I would go Freeman, and then I would play Gesicki again in a bounce back week. He sort of fell into like the same TJ Hawkinson trap last week for no good reason. I would play Gesicki in a smash matchup against the Jets. So yeah, what'd you say? Gallup, Freeman, Gesicki is where I would go. I think you're going Gallup, Murray, Gesicki. So whoever you think between Freeman, Murray, but I go Freeman.
Sounds good. Claire, what's going on? Nice to see you in the chat again. 8-team full PPR close matchup projected to win by like 5 points. Who do I flex? Renfrow, Carter, or Devonta Smith? This is tricky, Mac. PPR league, I mean, Renfrow is the target monster. He'll have the most probably receptions out of everyone in that list, but we have the big playability of Devonta Smith and a potential volume running back.
Yeah, so Renfrow or Devonte Smith, we'll sort of just debate the two of them. It's really like a opportunistic play versus a volume play. I would go with the bigger play in Devonte Smith. And it's so close, but Devonte Smith has been hot lately, and we've seen that the Raiders are sort of struggling as of late. The question is, do you pivot off both options for Michael Carter, who's been the running back 3 over the past 4 weeks? Devonte Smith or Michael Carter? Or are you set on Renfrow?
No, not necessarily. They're all so close in rankings. In a PPR league, it's very tight. In a half PPR league, you lean away from Renfro, but the full PPR, he's just a target monster. It seems like.
He is. There is also
plus,
an argument to be made though with Joe Flacco under center for the Jets. That I mean, the check down king will be getting the ball out, and that might come to Michael Carter a ton.
Yeah. You know what? I think I lean if you need. Oh, man,
it's Devonta Smith or Michael Carter for me. As much as I like Renfro, the offense lately just hasn't been chugging for the Raiders.
Right.
I mean, we've seen two really good matchups in a row and 30 total points, like 16 and 14 points in back-to-back weeks. That brings into question Henry Ruggs. What does he, bring to this offense? What did he mean for them that Deshaun Jackson just can't give them? A lot of valid questions there. So I might be pivoting off and going Smith or Carter.
Yeah.
You make the final call.
So I'm going Smith. Going for the upside play.
Love it.
With Devonta Smith.
Mercado, Lamar out. Could grab Baker, Daniel Jones, Trevor, or Ben. Choose one. Who do you have? Man, Daniel Jones is like kind of sneaking up my rankings here. Unofficial inside my head rankings. He doesn't feel great. However, he has played well against the Bucs in his career, and he gets Saquon Barkley back. What do you think about that?
He has all of his weapons back. Absolutely. Saquon, Kenny Golladay, Evan Ingram,
Kadarius Toney. It's close. Yeah, it's very, very close. They're all kind of in like the same tier-ish. I think Daniel Jones is the play for me, and what I would recommend. It's crazy.
Typically, it might be Baker, but we mentioned the rain going on and for that game, so it's nice that we did the research ahead of time, because Baker might have been the locked and loaded play, but it could be a run heavy game for Cleveland against Detroit. So yeah, go Daniel Jones for the upside. Hopefully it's a shootout. The Tampa defense hasn't been as good lately. They might be missing some pieces. I know it sucks to wait till Monday night, but hey, maybe that makes it fun too.
Jeff saying, damn, I got to get in to the membership. You guys are helping me with all my questions. Jeff, look, you don't have to. We try to get to everybody's questions each and every week, but you get priority questions, though, if you are a member. So some nice perks there, as well as a private Discord server. We would love to have you, so totally on you. April, should you pick up Cam Newton since Lamar Jackson is out today? The rest of the waiver wire looks like doo-doo. I would pick up Cam Newton. And you mentioned Lamar Jackson going down. Do you play Tyler Huntley or Cam Newton? I think unanimously we would say Cam Newton.
Correct. Yeah.
Tua or Cam Newton this week?
The new people in the chat. Thanks for Mikado saying thank you. You're very welcome. Tyler, Stewart, Dan, Chow. What's going on, guys? Boss Main, Jack. Thank you for coming by. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 50 likes real quick. Jordan in here as well. We will get to your questions very soon. Tammy, a brand new Snap Army member in here as well.
Hey.
He says thanks and hope all is well. We appreciate you. Hope all is well with you. Hope you're enjoying the live stream so far. We are going to be doing a members only live stream next on Wednesday. So if you want to be a part of the Snap Army, you get a private live stream where we answer and go more in depth with your questions. It's only $5 a month. So if you want it, it's only a few months left of the season, guys.
Plus, you got a Dalvin Cook jersey to give away.
You have a chance
signed,
to win a
pristine
Dalvin Cook jersey.
Auction, yes. Absolutely. We also have a Clyde Edwards-Helaire jersey, who might be getting a little bit more exciting with him coming back. We got some more green in the chat, so let's get to some member questions. Austin, need one for the flex. Emmanuel Sanders, Alex Collins, Eli Moore, or Michael Gallup. Mind you, I have Dak and Lamb in my lineup already. It's a standard league. So who do you like for the flex here? Alex Collins has really sort of been disappointing the last couple of weeks, really like 4 or 5 fantasy points. Not getting it done for you. We might see a lot. Rashad Penny get in the mix there as well. So
yeah,
Emmanuel Sanders in a decent spot. You can definitely pass on the Colts. Elijah Moore, we've seen the target volume go up, or Michael Gallup in a shootout potentially.
I feel like we answered this already. I think we're going Gallup.
I don't think we did. I don't think we did, but
Anyway,
I would kind of go with you. Yeah. I would order them Gallup, Sanders, Moore, Collins, and I wouldn't be afraid of Dak, Lamb, Gallup. I think you can play all three of them.
There we go.
Chris
Austin,
Timmons?
Gaskin, or Collins? I'm going Gaskin over Collins, surprisingly. Mac, what do you think about that?
Which question is that? Sorry.
For Austin, down. He's a little bit further down. Another Snap Army question. In the standard league, I'm going Gaskin over Alex Collins. That could be limited.
I mean, probably Gaskin with the matchup.
There we go. Thunder's about to throw hands for that CEH jersey. Yeah, we will definitely give away the CEH jersey, and I can guarantee you it's going to go to a Snap Army member. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, we haven't really figured out what we're going to do with that yet, but we're considering. Wesley Hall, welcome to the Snap Army. Thank you for the subscription. Did we get to Griff? Standard League, Muth or Hawk? Leaning Muth. Would you play Patty Fryermuth over TJ Hawkinson?
I would still probably lean TJ, but it's tough and it's closer with the rain.
I'm still going to go with TJ Hawkinson over Pat Fryermuth this week. Again, I think this is a bounce back week, at least from a volume perspective for TJ Hawkinson. So it's close, but I'm going to go TJ.
Sounds good.
Yep. Where are we in here? Zhao? Tua or Cam? Yeah, Tua or Cam Newton this week. I need big points. I'm on Tua this week. He's my start of the week at the quarterback position. I'm streaming him in a couple places. I do love the matchup. The Jets are giving up a ton to opposing fantasy wide receivers and quarterbacks, and the Dolphins throw it a ton in neutral game scripts. So I could see Tua having a big game, and I'm kind of putting my chips all in on that.
Yeah, Bozo Bob is asking about Bateman or Higgins with Lamar out. T. Higgins has been a little bit disappointing lately, but he's got the big play potential always, the touchdown upside. The matchup is okay, I think, against it's against the Ravens, right?
Yes. So
yes.
Or wait, you're talking about you're talking about Higgins and the Bengals? They play the Raiders.
Yeah. Oh, the Raiders. Yeah, sorry, Raiders.
Yeah, T. Higgins represents red zone upside. I do expect that the Bengals are going to be fresh. They're going to score a ton. The Raiders are struggling a little bit. I would probably go Higgins slightly over Bateman. I do believe that Bateman sees a lot of volume this week, but there is an unknown sort of factor here in Tyler Huntley. So I'm going to go Higgins over Bateman. I was higher on Bateman with Lamar, but unfortunately I'm going to have to pivot off and go Higgins.
Rolando, start Hawkinson or Goddard.
Actually, we have a super chat, Lando.
Oh, we have a super chat. Nice.
From Mark Hill. Thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate that. Tight end question. Ingram, Cook, or Conklin. Mark, I assume you're still here. What type of league is a half PPR, full PPR? That'll sort of give us a little bit better direction as to, what our recommendation would be.
Yeah, so, Jared Cook plays Pittsburgh. We have Evan Ingram playing Tampa, and then Tyler Conklin against the
Packers.
Oh,
so
man.
the problem with Tyler Conklin is that there is no volume. It is all red zone utilization for him. You are really just hoping for a touchdown. Now, play action has set up a lot of the Tyler Conklin touchdowns. But what was he last week? 2 for 11 and 2 touchdowns. He's just not getting the utilization between the 20s, and that's sort of my issue, my hesitation with him. Whereas like Jared Cook and Evan Ingram represent more utilization and less touchdown dependency. So again, I think once we maybe from Mark get some clarification as to what type of league this is, that'll help us out. But I think as of right now, I'm leaning Jared Cook as the option here against the Steelers.
All right. So assuming it's a half PPR league, I think we'll go with, I think I'd go Cook, Conklin, and Ingram in that order. I don't want to trust Evan Ingram Monday night, really. He does have touchdown potential as well, but again, it's against the Buccaneers, so it's a tricky game where Evan Ingram has a tendency to disappear a lot of the time. So I don't mind Mac's decision with Cook, Conklin, and then so it's a coin flip to me again for Conklin and Cook.
Right.
So that's close. Thanks again for the super chat, Mark. We appreciate you. Didn't have to do that, but I appreciate you nonetheless.
So thanks again. 30 people watching. Please go ahead and give a like to the video. It really helps out the channel. We're trying to get to 50 likes. I'm sure that you guys can blow that one out of the water. We are back to Rolando. Rolando starting Hockenson or Goddard at the tight end position. Yeah. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'm still on TJ Hockenson over Dallas Goedert, over a couple other of the fringe options. I'm going for a bounce back week on Hockenson.
Sounds good.
We didn't get Chris Timmons, but no, AJ Dillon or DeAndre Swift in a PPR projected to win.
Man, I might just go AJ Dillon there.
I'm going AJ Dillon in that matchup. Yeah. Projected to win or not, I'm going AJ Dillon.
Yep.
He projects to just be super, super solid. He's good in both facets of the game. You know that they're going to try to use him as much as they can in this game, and I think he'll be probably a top 10 running back this week. So I think, obviously, DeAndre Swift has been great, and we probably project a lot of utilization, but there's a potential for rain in this game. There's a backup quarterback situation. I think there's just a better outcome for AJ Dillon in most cases.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Griff is talking about the listener league. Feels bad, but might steal a win. If y'all are watching and want to be play against us in the listener league, we do this every year. We play against listeners. So if you're interested in that, make sure to join our Discord, join the Snap Army. It's a lot of fun. You could play against us in that fantasy football.
Tony says, here's a couple brain busters. One, Cleveland or Miami defense, and Elijah Moore or Brandon Ayuk. These are full PPR situations. I would go Miami D against the Jets. I mean, you're facing backup quarterbacks in both. There's an argument to be made against the Browns in a rainy matchup against Tim Boyle. However, the Cleveland defense hasn't looked great as of late. The Miami defense, however, has been pretty solid. So I would go Miami there, and then Elijah Moore or Brandon Ayuk. I think I'll go Brandon Ayuk slightly.
Slightly over Elijah Moore. Perfect.
Good matchup.
If you're gonna play Miami D, it's nice not to play the other players.
Correct. I agree.
Against you.
Yeah. Miami D, Brandon Ayuk.
Sure.
Daniel.
Daniel, yes.
Rashad Bateman or Tyler Lockett?
I'm going Tyler Lockett there, Daniel.
Same. San Fran D or Panthers D?
I would go San Fran, I think.
Yeah, that's what I have as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Gary McCord, Ayuk, Freeman, Tony, or Elijah Moore at flex in a full PPR league. Oh boy, I think I still go with Ayuk as well.
I think I lean Ayuk as well there.
We did a top 10 players to target in your leagues for trades. Brandon Ayuk was the 10th player on that list, so we do have some confidence in him going forward. Tammy, what's going on? Glad to see you're in here as well. Looking forward to some questions. Jordan Stein, I completely lost a wide receiver this week. Must win. It's a 16-team league. Lando, you know a thing or two about 16-teamers. Who would you start out of Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Damian? No, it can't be Damian Harris. Deontay Harris. Cole Beasley or Tyler Boyd would really appreciate the help. Some good options for a 16-team league.
Yeah. So I know our producer Scott is a fan of Cole Beasley. He's got him starting this week thanks to Mac's help. I know Kenny Golladay has the big name beside him, and so does Kadarius Toney have the big upside games where he really broke out on the scene earlier on the season, but it's been a while. Yep. So I think in a half PPR league, we'll assume that's that, Jordan. I think I lean with Beasley.
That's what my answer is as well. I mean, for me, Beasley, Tony Galladay are all sort of in similar situations. However, Cole Beasley is the best matchup here. The Colts can be passed on, and Cole Beasley, we've seen him have anywhere from 8 to 12 targets on a weekly basis, minus one sort of outlier week. But I don't really want to have my week come down to Kenny Galladay or Kadarius Toney against the Bucs on Monday night. So I'm just going to pivot off and go with a huge volume play in Cole Beasley with Lando.
Yeah, and I don't mind wanting to see it first. Like, I want to see Kenny Galladay to stay healthy and get those targets, Jordan. Like, I want him to prove it to me on my bench before I start him, and then he's has a 4-point game, and he loses you your week against the Bucs. So
right.
Let him go off on your bench if he does indeed do that.
Jack, Justin Fields, or Daniel Jones had Lamar. I'm going to go Justin Fields slightly, just to lean over Daniel Jones.
I don't mind that.
You're in on that?
Same matchup, right?
Yep.
And maybe that Tyler Huntley can't sustain drives, giving more opportunities to the Chicago Bears. You never know.
Beautiful. Up to 45 likes, 28 people in the stream right now. Again, if you could pop a like, we're trying to get to 50. I think our seasonal record so far is 50. We've gotten there like almost each and every week. Last year we had 100, 100 and something at one point. So let's try to get those likes up. We are getting to every single question, almost caught up here live with you all. And we got a super chat coming in from CL Sports Cards. Should I start Eckler or Dillon as my running back too? Also has Keenan Allen or Jamar Chase at the flex. This must be a shallower league, CL, but I love these options. Let's talk Eckler and Dillon. Really going to test the Dillon love this week.
Yeah, it's hard to sit down Austin Eckler. I won't be. I'll be starting Austin Eckler versus Pittsburgh over A.J. Dillon. I would love to flex A.J. Dillon. So would you flex A.J. Dillon over Keenan or Jamar Chase, Mac? I guess that's more so the question for me.
Well, I'd be starting Jamar Chase over Keenan Allen, so it comes down to Jamar Chase or A.J. Dillon. And I understand, like, you're like, man, A.J. Dillon seems like such a really, like, smash play this week. I pretty much have to start him, but do you start him over someone like Jamar Chase?
That's so hard. Jamar's been great. He's so good. We have him as a top 10 wide receiver this week, as he should be. He always has a chance to be the number one wide receiver, how good he's been. But I still believe your floor play lies in A.J. Dillon. Getting those attempts has touchdown upside, no question. I'm not a fan of the Minnesota defense whatsoever. I think A.J. Dillon has a great game. Now, he might not have the ceiling that Jamar Chase has, but I do think he's got the floor play. And at the end of the day, Jamar is still a rookie. We love him, and I think he's great, but he could be. We've seen Tyreek Hill have bust games. We've seen the best wide receivers in football have bad games. It's possible that they shut him down and let T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd beat them instead of Jamar, or it could be a Joe Mixon kind of game. It's hard to say. Right. But I think that we know the involvement of A.J. Dillon is going to be there.
I'm going to go Eckler with you over Dillon as the running back 2. And then I'm going to position as this. If you are a favorite, I think you go with A.J. Dillon. If you are a dog, you go with Jamar Chase because you know that he can give you, the 35, 40-point game. So that's where we'll leave it. Since you are a sports card channel, potentially, I've got my camera's not going to focus. I got a Kyler Murray, Don Russ rookie, PSA 10. What are those, what's that going for these days? I truly would like to know. I picked this thing up about a year and a half or 2 years ago, so let me know.
Hey, yeah, appreciate the support. He can afford the $5 after all the money he's probably made on sports cards.
Heck yeah. Thunder is saying, gotta bounce, guys. Got a Thanksgiving to go to, as we've got American Thanksgiving coming up this coming week. You guys are helping me go from a 2-win team to a potential playoff team, and I appreciate it. Thunderis, we appreciate your support. I'm glad you could hang out with us for as long as you did. Where were we when we pivoted off?
And happy early Thanksgiving to all the American listeners out there. Hopefully you have some Thanksgiving dinners planned with your friends, family, Friendsgiving coming up as well.
Heck
Should
yeah.
be a lot of fun next week with all of the Thanksgiving slates. I love those.
It's
that
the
for
best,
football.
man. You get like 3 games on. What do we get? Is it a Thursday? I can't remember.
Yeah, there's multiple. 3 games on a Thursday. Yeah.
It's a great way to break up your week. Yeah, 3 games on a Thursday, and I wish they did Saturday games too. That would be. I understand college football. You don't want to have like the crossover there, but yeah. Back to questioning, boss man, Dan Arnold or Dalton Schultz in a full PPR. Oh boy.
Dan Arnold's been getting those targets.
I know that's where I would lean too.
With Cooper out, Dalton Schultz looks to be in a really good spot. Man, I think it's really close. Full PPR. I might lean Dan Arnold, but I think the upside still lands with Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, I want to go Dan Arnold too, but I'm going to go Dalton Schultz in probably just the game that has more points. So, yeah. Dan Cha, CEH or Myles Gaskin, standard scoring. I'm just going to go with the known commodity, Myles Gaskin, who's been really up or down, but is the running back 20 on the year somehow, some way.
And has a good matchup.
And has a great matchup. So that's what I'll go with. Stuart Rose, hey guys, much love from the UK. Welcome in. Is it too early to start Sanders instead of Gibson? I need to drop one of Beasley, Mike Williams, and Claypool. I'm locking in on Renfrow and Waddle. Interesting.
Ooh, I do believe it's too early to start Miles Sanders. I want him
well.
on the bench for now. Go with Gibson. He had a good 2-touchdown game last week. So roll with Antonio Gibson until he proves you otherwise, and we want to see Miles Sanders be involved even against New Orleans. Now, this looks like a pretty shallow league because of Renfrow and Waddle are on waivers. So you could probably afford to drop one of Beasley or Mike Williams, Mac. What would you do?
I mean, so
or
Beasley,
Claypool for that matter.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing to drop Mike Williams and pick up Jalen Waddle. I mean, we just have not seen it from Williams lately, and Waddle's target share and opportunity is sky high. He's on pace for like 150 targets this year. Jalen Waddle is. And we've seen rookies down the stretch be really, really viable for fantasy football. So Jalen Waddle's somebody that, we're warming on. We've, told people to trade for him relentlessly. I've been trying to acquire him at every single chance, and so I would definitely want Waddle on the squad. I would drop Mike Williams or Cole Beasley to do it.
I'm looking at the schedule, Stuart. So it's not loading for me right now, but if you can drop someone after they play is a sneaky little thing in fantasy football. So if you have a couple 1 p.m. games, I don't have the times in front of me. I wish my computer was loading. But say Mike Williams plays at 1 p.m. and Waddle plays at 4.
He does not. He plays the night game tonight.
So it's
Steelers and Chargers
so that's not gonna work out well.
No.
And it was the opposite because Waddle plays the 1 p.m. game. So
Tyler,
that makes that. Yeah.
Let's jump down to Tyler's question here.
Okay.
Galladay, Peterson, Bateman, or Dearness for the flex. I would go Bateman over those options.
All
I go
right.
Bateman, Dearness Johnson, Kenny Galladay, and Peterson. Naima, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Wesley Hall, Tony or Galladay, and who would you play with Lamar out? He's got Fields, Jimmy G, Baker, Daniel Jones. Thanks for the shout out. You are welcome, Wesley. We appreciate you coming by. I lean Galladay out of those two, and I lean Fields out of those quarterbacks.
I agree as well. Yep. Shout out to Austin. Say, get the membership, y'all. Best community in the game. We are trying to grow, but appreciate that. Easy, full PPR projected to win. Dan Arnold or Patty Fryer. I'm going to go Dan Arnold for the target volume there.
Sounds good. Kicks my game. What's up, guys? Good football to you. Goddard or Freiermuth also opinions. Jalen Hurts rest of season.
Oh, this is your question, Lando. This is all you, buddy.
So I think Jalen Hurts is going to be good rest of season. He's a good fantasy quarterback, even though he's not a good real life quarterback. The schedule for the Eagles is great after this New Orleans game. So I think that Miles Sanders is an interesting guy to look at, even though I don't want to start him this week. If you can acquire him on the cheap after a potential bad game, if you have maybe a trade deadline next week or so. But yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is great. He might not be the number 4 quarterback like he is right now, but he's absolutely locked in as a top 10 with obviously top 5 upside, no question. So I'm good rolling Hurts rest of season. As far as Goddard or Freiermuth, I think like my instincts say Goddard, but my heart says Freiermuth.
Sometimes you just have to go with your heart. Sitting at 49 likes, we need to break that record of 50. So if we get to 51, that would be fantastic. 24 of you in the stream right now. Ryan Temps got a big win over PD last week on the strength of Matt Ryan, 1.68 points. That was nice. That was a good little win, even though Matt Ryan let you down horrifically. Superflex Dynasty, half PPR. Do I pick up Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco, Tim Boyle, or Mason Rudolph, or even Tyler Huntley? I would order them Tyrod Taylor, Tyler Huntley, Joe Flacco, Mason Rudolph, Tim Boyle.
Mason Rudolph, who's not even starting today, is before Tim Boyle.
Correct. Yeah, accurate.
Yeah.
Tyrod would be the number 1 pick. There is an element of unknown with Tyler Huntley, but Landon brought up he is a similar archetype to Lamar. He's sort of a run-first athletic quarterback with a decent arm. So Tyrod Taylor, we know what he is. I would go with him over Huntley, but Huntley over Flacco. Good luck.
All right. Yeah. Good luck.
Nate Rodriguez.
Yep.
I'm not deep at wide receiver. Lost Robert Woods. Jefferson is his wide receiver 1. After that, I got Mike Williams, Jarvis Landry, Cole Beasley. What's my second start? I would go Beasley, Williams, Landry in that order.
Correct. Rain game in Cleveland, like we've mentioned, so something to monitor. Hopefully, if it's not too hard, it won't affect them too much, but still something to monitor in Detroit. Not that actually. Yeah. Anyways,
Austin bringing up, this is not a start sit related, but a sort of like a PSA. Be careful with any Jonathan Taylor offers. Keep in mind that he does have a week 14 bye. So if you're a team that is, on the fence and you're making a trade for Jonathan Taylor and you might be reliant on a week 14 win to get into the playoffs, you're going to have to do so without Jonathan Taylor.
There we go. Dribble in the chat. What's going on, Dribble? We got Jordan Farr and CL Sports Cards got back to you. The Kyler is going for about 150 on eBay. So off eBay, you can probably sell it for between 115 or 120 cash.
We got to get Kyler back on the field, man.
That I agree. We need. Wait till he starts going off and he's a fantasy football MVP.
Yeah, no kidding. I sold that. No, I got that one in a trade. I did a Tiger Woods rookie card. I got like 1,100 or 1,200 cash, and then I bought that Kyler sort of from the same guy. So I remember.
Are you making money? Is it under that?
No, I think I paid him 100. I think I paid him 100 for it. So
right,
making money, but not a whole ton.
Not a whole lot.
Unfortunately not. Austin Grant, Alex Collins, Emmanuel Sanders, or Pat Freiermuth at the flex position this week. Whew, boy. I think Sanders has the best potential for a bigger game. I would probably go Sanders, Freiermuth, Collins. Is that the way that you would order it, or do you have more faith in Alex Collins this week?
Yeah, I would just go Emmanuel Sanders there.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Beautiful.
it. We got Austin living in Cleveland. Mild showers right now. Not looking like it could be anything crazy. Good to know.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, we got that local knowledge coming in from one of our Snap Army members. Funny, I learned this not too long ago. Did you know that the percent of precipitation is not the chance that it's going to rain? It's the number of people as a portion of the population that will see rain in the Cleveland area. Did you know that? So when it says 97% chance of rain, that's saying that 3% of people in Cleveland are not going to see rain today.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So it's like it's definitely going to rain, but only 3% of people are not going to see rain.
There you go. That's
very interesting.
That sounds pretty good.
Seems like a little bit of a hoax, if you ask me. But it really it really represents the same thing. If you say that 50% of, Toronto is going to see rain and 50% won't, I mean, it has a 50% chance of raining where you are. That's basically what it means.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I learned that. That's actually what it means.
There you go.
Yeah, one of my students told me. It's crazy.
Mace 1. PPR league starting Chubb versus Lions considering stacking Dearness Johnson at the flex over Gallup. And no, I would go Gallup over Dearness Johnson, Mace 1.
Agreed.
Did you answer that already? Sorry.
No, that was all you.
Okay.
Easy's got to fix my flex in a full PPR, projected to win, but it's a slim margin. Ayuk, McKissick, Pollard has Debo starting.
Right.
I think I still lean Ayuk.
Still lean Ayuk. There you go.
Such a good matchup. They've been doing really well. Ayuk's had a bigger target share each and every week. I do feel good about him. McKissick is an okay play, and I expect them to be behind in this matchup. But, I mean, he is a game script dependent play, and I think that Ayuk just has bigger potential. So I'm going to go with Ayuk in a good matchup.
There we go. Gator fan in with another question. Gator fan always has the questions. Gator fan, you got to join the Snap Army. You got to get in there, and then we can make sure we get all your questions. This is maybe a bit tricky. A lot of variables. Pick 2 full PPR. Bateman, Mooney, Tony, Higgins, Claypool. Pick 2. Higgins is my locked-in player. Out of that, Mac, who's your second?
Ooh, sorry. I'm just doing my pick. I forgot to do. Bateman, Mooney, Tony, Higgins, Claypool. Wow. Okay, so Mooney's in a good spot, especially without Allen Robinson this week. I'd probably go Higgins and Claypool, though. Those would be my 2. A third consideration would be Bateman or Mooney. But I'm going to go Higgins, Claypool. Those are going to be my 2 picks.
Sounds good. John Fenton, what's going on, John? Start flex Waddle or Foreman. I'm going Waddle in a full PPR league.
Are you going New Orleans or Philadelphia this week, Lando?
I am going New Orleans.
Even without Kamara?
Even without Kamara. So if you want leverage on me, you go Philly.
This isn't for our league.
Okay.
It's for I think I'm gonna switch it up. I think I'm gonna go Philly there.
There we go.
Sorry, Cincy. I just got to make my last couple picks. I'm going to go Dallas over Kansas City as well. I think that they can get that win.
That's what I have as well.
Seattle over Arizona. I'm going to go the Chargers over Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay to finish out the week.
Yep, I've got the same stuff.
Beautiful.
John, thoughts on Tony Jones as a handcuff? No, I don't like Tony Jones as a handcuff because truly Mark Ingram is the handcuff there. Kamara will be back. He won't miss multiple weeks. So that's where I lean. I'm not a big fan of Tony Jones myself.
No.
He also, what do I do with Saquon? Do I flex him just in case he doesn't play? Am I starting Carter? Jeff Wilson's my RB1, RB2. Saquon at the flex right now.
I think that's a safe play.
If you don't have...
That's a safe play. And what I do like about how that's structured is that you should have Saquon in your flex because he plays on the Monday. So don't burn a positional spot don't burn your flex early and then have to force yourself to start a running back. You want that flexibility for a Monday. So absolutely Saquon in the flex. I like that.
Yeah, and it's even better if you have someone else from that Tampa New York game to slot in if somehow Saquon is ruled out.
Agreed.
But we'll see. Nima, Freiermuth or Traquan Smith at the flex?
Woo, boy. Traquan, we saw a little boost in utilization last week. Yeah. However, it doesn't excite me with Traquan Smith. So, Freiermuth, I do like his stock with Big Ben coming back. They have a decent matchup. I would expect him to be used. This one's really a coin flip to me. I think I might lean Pat Freiermuth.
I do as well. I'm not chasing the big game from Traquan either.
No, I don't think so. What are we at? Jordan?
Jordan Farr, Elijah Moore, or Damian Williams. I would probably go Elijah Moore myself.
Yeah, I would as well. No real reason to start Damian Williams, to be completely honest. Elijah Moore would be the play.
Now that Clyde is back.
No. You were thinking Darrell Williams. We're talking Damian Williams for the Bears.
Right.
Yeah, no real reason to play him with David Montgomery back and Khalil Herbert, doing what he had done. I'm not looking to play him at all. Jeff Wilson or Mark Ingram at the running back 2. This is an interesting situation. I'm probably going to lean Mark Ingram.
I do like Jeff Wilson this week actually, but
they have the better matchup. They have the better matchup. We've seen what Mark Ingram can do with a workload though.
Yeah.
I think they're both going to be similar.
Very viable. Both are good starts. It's hard to predict which one gets in the end zone, I think. I think both are going to have workloads, so I don't mind Mark Ingram there as a start.
Bateman or Elijah Moore coming in from Julian, both dealing with backup quarterbacks this week. Tyler Huntley starting for the Ravens with Lamar Jackson out, and Joe Flacco getting the nod over Mike White and Zach Wilson, who's still out with a knee injury. Man, I'm going to go with Bateman just because I believe he has the better talent of the two, and I do think that with Marquise Brown being out, that Rashad Bateman has a better opportunity for more volume. So I'm going to go with Bateman.
We've got Lucy Martin in the chat. Thanks,
Lucy!
She appreciates all the tips. Next up, real or fake Christmas tree?
Lucy, I'm on the fake Christmas tree side. I don't love it, but it's the most convenient for me. And I'm going with that. And you know, it's lighter. Now that I have children in the home, if the real Christmas tree happens to fall and little ones are in the way, that ain't going to be good. So at least that fake Christmas tree is a little lighter. And so I'm going fake for the safety and the convenience. But Lando, you're a northerner.
I tend to agree going fake Christmas tree.
Okay.
If you have a dog and all that, maybe you don't want the dog peeing on the real Christmas tree as well. Like, it could happen. Plus, there's a big mess of needles everywhere at the end. If you're the kind of people that leave it up too long, don't put it away right away, then there's a mess everywhere. It just dies. So yeah, I'm going fake as well.
Ooh, Jordan said that he meant to say Darrell Williams instead of Damian Williams. So he did the same mistake that you did, Lando. So let's go back.
He did the same mistake as I did.
That totally changes my answer, Jordan. I would go Darrell Williams, who I think has carved out a nice role for himself in the Kansas City offense, and I think that this game has potential for huge fantasy implications. I'm going to go Darrell Williams over Elijah Moore.
Lucy is shook because of our two fake answers. You know, there's something to be said for a real one. Don't get me wrong, especially if it's a little bit sad looking and it's just kind of nice. You don't need always a full perfect looking tree all the time. I kind of like a homely tree sometimes. Makes it look a little bit genuine.
Right. Glockeye 56 still play Bateman since Jackson is out. Other options are Ayuk or Robbie Anderson. I'm willing to roll out Ayuk over Bateman. I think it's a nice pivot play. Both have similar upside. I'd be willing to go Ayuk.
DR is asking about Heineke, Tyrod, or Huntley at his Superflex. I'm going Heineke.
He actually did say Heineken. So, I mean, I would prefer to have a fresh, cold Heineken over Tyrod Taylor or Tyler Huntley in my lineup. So, I'm going to go with Heineke and Heineken. Both, please.
Love it.
Yes.
26 people watching. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 60 likes real quick. It means a lot for the show, and it pushes that YouTube algorithm for more people to join. Hopefully, you're coming in. Adam, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. JV. Gator fans still around. Julian, I appreciate all the questions. We will get to your questions real quick.
Yeah. Julian looking for some confirmation in the chat. So if you guys could help him out, we've said we'd go Bateman over Elijah Moore, but let Julian know what you're thinking in the chat. Adam wants to know, what's our thoughts on Mark Ingram since Alvin Kamara is out? I think this is a really good opportunity again for Mark Ingram. Had a great week last week. We know what he can do for the Saints, especially in the absence of Kamara. So I do like his prospect this week. I'm playing him.
Yeah, he's a top 20 running back for me. Philly, it's a good matchup, not a great matchup, but I do expect New Orleans to move the football. Yep. I think he's a very competent, very viable running back. He should be playing if you have him on your teams.
David Montgomery or James Robinson? Same question from Julian.
I'm gonna go with Montgomery.
So am I, absolutely. David Montgomery could be a league winner, someone we're trying to get on a lot of our fantasy teams. Mac, Dad of the Year. I wouldn't say Dad of the Year, but you just have to start thinking about these things when you bring life into the world. It's crazy.
Your wife is nominated for Wife of the Year, Mom of the Year.
No, Mother of the Year. Mother.
Mother.
She was always Wife of the Year, but she is in the mother category now, and she's killing it. And
the moment she decided to marry you, she was nominated for Insane Person. No, I'm just kidding. She's a great girl. You're a great guy.
Shade. I've shut this live stream down once in my career, and we can make it a second, Lando.
We're not above doing that again.
Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson or Rashad Bateman. I'm not willing to draw the line in the sand at Robbie Anderson, so I'm going to go Bateman.
We'll go Bateman. We'll go Bateman there.
Are we concerned about Chase Claypool in the deep ball because Big Ben's got a ramen noodle for an arm?
Yeah, lack of a deep ball.
Yeah, I mean, the ADOT has been really short. Average depth of target has been really short this year for Big Ben. However, that hasn't really hurt a lot of the fantasy options there. This is a really, having him back in the lineup is great for Deontay Johnson. It's great for Najee Harris. Chase Claypool's been really up and down. You just kind of hope that there is some boost in scoring from a touchdown in the red zone. You're kind of hoping for that. But I'm not worried about Claypool, but I would like to see Pittsburgh potentially move on from Ben.
Yeah, I hope that happens as well. I hope they get like Aaron Rodgers or something like that. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that would be haunts my dreams. Like this question from Lark, CEH or Zach Moss? Hate it. Absolutely.
I think I just go Zach. I want to watch CEH and his usage this week. I'm not ready to start Clyde this week. And myself, I'm starting Carter, Jeff Wilson, and T. Higgins over Clyde Edwards in one of my standard leagues.
Yeah, the thing with the Buffalo backfield is it is a toss-up. I mean, we saw Matt Breida get involved last week, which is crazy. And it does speak to how unsure they are of what they have in Singletary Moss. But they do have a decent matchup. I mean, the Colts are better on the ground than they are through the air. I don't know how much stock you want to put into that. But you're saying, hey, I'm going to take a shot on CEH with maybe very limited usage. So honestly, I think both are bad plays this week. I'd be willing to play other assets, but I might just go with CEH in a matchup that projects for more scoring. As much as I hate to pivot off of what you said, but nothing about Zach Moss or Devin Singletary or Matt Breida excites me. And the Colts are better on the ground than they are through the air. So we could see some running through the air from the Buffalo Bills.
Adam is asking about Trevor Siemian. How do we feel about Trevor Siemian this week? I don't love him. I'll tell you that.
I've got him. We have an ultra flex league, which is very interesting. It's all flex spots and 2 super flex spots, and I am playing Trevor Siemian with Matt Stafford on bye this week. I don't love it, but the matchup is decent against the Philadelphia Eagles, so I think he'll be serviceable. I think if you get anywhere from 12 to 15 points, you're pretty happy, and anything on top of that is gravy. But I'm not expecting any more from him than like a streamer. 200 yards and a score would be fantastic.
Big Ben or Trevor Siemian?
Big Ben.
So yeah, I would lean Big Ben as well against the Chargers.
Yeah. I would go Big Ben over Trevor Siemian for sure. How do you handle CEH? He's just coming back. Trade deadline is this coming week. I mean, if you can trade him, absolutely, I think you could do so. I just don't know that you'll get enough in return. I think the market value on him is very low at the moment. So I'm going to hang on to CEH and hope that things improve, but I'm not overly bullish on his rest of season outlook. I think Darrell Williams has carved his own little rollout.
Yep, I agree. Okay, I have Cam Newton, Ingram, Jonathan Taylor, and Russell Gage already played, and he got me 9.9. Rashad Bateman, Pat Freiermuth, David Montgomery, as well as Chris Boswell, and the Titans defense in my starting lineup. I think that looks pretty good. I'm playing David Montgomery if you have him. Yeah, it looks good, Julian.
Yep, 100%. 100%. Devonta Smith or Emmanuel Sanders? I'm going Devonta Smith.
Yes, I think I like the upside of Devonta Smith.
Yeah, that's the thing. It comes down to upside, and I think Smith has. I mean, we have like Jalen Reagor has been the biggest disappointment. When you look at a guy that was taken like before Justin Jefferson, who had the draft capital and the notoriety coming out of college, they just have not used him. It's crazy. Devonta Smith is the guy.
Julian, you mentioned your opponent has Mahomes, Cook, Williams, Jefferson, Waddle, Waller, Moore, Suckup. Okay. Yeah, I think you can still win for sure. I don't have the points right in front of me, but I think you have a decent spot. If you want specific help like this in your league with questions going forward, you can join our Snap Army. We're doing a live stream next on Wednesday. And we'll go over specific your league, your trades, if your trade deadline is still coming up. So it's only $5 a month if you want to be a part of that league, Julian, or part of that community. And you also get invited to a private Discord channel. So, hey, maybe that's something you're interested in.
Big Ben over Simeon, yes. Big Ben over Simeon. Adam, do it.
Yeah.
Waddle or Ingram?
Waddle.
Waddle.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Waddle in a PPR league, I would in a standard league, I might go with Ingram.
Yee.
All right, so we're all caught up to the questions here. Thanks for everyone coming by. Make sure if you haven't already liked this video, 55 likes, and if we can get up to 60 real quick, that would be great. Anything that anyone wants to ask us, let us know. We'll answer it right away. But Mac, any parting notes here?
Parting notes. If you guys want to play in some different DFS, we are partnered with a company called Owner's Box, and it's a Superflex DFS. So, alternatives to Underdog and to DraftKings. I think there's some really cool contests. I was really close to winning $25K the other week. I just needed a better performance out of Colt McCoy. I took a shot on him and he got me -3. But some really good contests there. And anybody from our show, you can find the link to that in the description of this. Anybody from our show that comes over is going to get a matching bonus and a free entry into a $50,000 contest. So go ahead and check them out. Owner's Box.
Sounds good. Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Adam,
right, guys,
record is 4-6.
6.
Oh, I was just going to say, Adam's record here is 4-6. Needs to get a win this week, but we have been helping him out every week. Let's turn this around and get you to 500, sneak into the playoffs, and run the table. Let's go.
So what's the latest on Alex Collins? Is he playing this week? We have JV asking Jordan Howard or Alex Collins.
I believe he is playing this week, and I'd be willing to play him. I mean, Jordan Howard is interesting. Miles Sanders is activated. Kenneth Gainwell has been sort of in and out of utilization. I'm not really looking for Jordan Howard, to be honest. But let me vet that Alex Collins is playing. If he is, that's going to be the play for me.
Yeah, two days ago he had a full practice on Friday, so that's positive. I would go Alex Collins there over Jordan Howard for sure.
The only way that Jordan Howard is viable is if he gets into the red zone, into the end zone, not into the red zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll see how they use them together this week with Miles Sanders back. Should be interesting to watch, anyways.
Thanks so much for coming by, guys. Appreciate you all. For those of you that just subscribed to the channel, welcome to the Snap Army. We look forward to seeing you each and every week for the remainder of the season. Let's go ahead and stay locked in. Get those wins. Get those fantasy championships. We'll be here with you until the end. Again, keep your eyes on our stream this week. We're going to do another trade deadline for anybody playing on ESPN or NFL.com, and you have that December 1st trade deadline. We are going to help you out as best we can with another trade segment this week, as well as our members-only stream. Adam, real quick thoughts on Williams from KC. I think he's a play. I'm still going to play him regardless of CEH, and that's where we'll leave it. So good luck this week. We'll see you guys next week. Check out Owner's Box, and good luck.